everyone, welcome to the tour of our solar system. I am your tour guide, Miss Frizzle, and today I will be showing you the entirety of our wonderful solar system. Be prepared to be amazed as we visit all of the planets, from the dense and rocky terrestrial planets to the large and gassy Jovian planets. Along the way, we will make stops at some other bodies that inhabit our solar system, including the Sun, the Asteroid Belt, and the Kuiper Belt. Remember to stay safe, follow all my instructions, and grab one of our brochures. First stop is the Sun. We have to be careful because it is a hot ball of burning gas and we would burn up if we get too close. The temperature of the surface of the Sun is 5,500 degrees Celsius. It is still included in our tour because it is extremely important in providing energy for the entire solar system. Without the Sun, photosynthesis would not work back on Earth. We recommend not visiting the Sun. However, if you feel strongly about seeing its miraculous solar flares in person, we advise you pack a ton of ice packs. Now we are leaving the Sun and about to make our way to our first terrestrial planet, Mercury. Mercury was actually named after the Roman form of the Greek messenger god Hermes, who had sandals that gave him super speed. Just like the god, Mercury moves super fast to complete its revolution in 88 days. Since its atmosphere is so thin, it has trouble trapping in heat. This causes its nights to be as cold as negative 173 degrees Celsius, which is negative 279 degrees Fahrenheit. This is also due to Mercury's thin atmosphere because it has trouble keeping out meteors. Now let's leave Mercury and move on to the next great planet. We are about to come near the hottest planet in our solar system, Venus. Venus has an extremely dense and crushing atmosphere. If you are planning to visit Venus, wear some heavy armor to protect yourself from its atmosphere. Venus usually stays at a constant high temperature of 872 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 467 degrees Celsius. It was named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It is an extremely volatile planet, having high force winds of about 224 miles per hour, or 360 kilometers per hour, and a lot of lightning. Some of the famous features on Venus to visit include the mountain Maxwell Montes and Ishtar Terra. Just like Mercury, Venus also does not have a moon. Our next planet, however, for this planet you won't need any special armor to protect you from its crushing atmosphere. You may still need an ice pack depending on what season it is. Compared to the other planets, this planet's temperatures are far from extreme. That's right, we are visiting Earth, the greatest planet in the solar system. Its revolution is 365 days long and its rotation is 24 hours long. Earth is home to many great wonders, water, seasons, and life. Come and visit. You could even visit some cool features such as Mount Everest. Another cool feature of Earth is the moon. Like Mercury, the moon also has a cratered surface. I hate to leave Earth so soon, but I have to make sure we visit the other great wonders of the solar system. Put your space gear back on because we are now approaching Mars. Contrary to the deep red color you are seeing, Mars is extremely cold. The average temperature is around negative 55 to negative 63 degrees Celsius. It is also a much smaller planet than Earth. Around 6 Marses can fit into one Earth. But this doesn't stop it from being very similar to our home planet. An average day on Mars is only an hour longer than Earth, and it still has a similar tilt of 25 degrees compared to Earth's 23.5 degrees. This means that it has seasons similar to our planet, and beyond that, there is evidence of water based on geological features on Mars' surface. This suggests life has the possibility to exist, and scientists are working hard to be able to get humans on Mars. To the scientists of 2017, this suggests life has the possibility to exist, and their scientists worked hard to be able to get humans on Mars. Our next stop is the asteroid belt. This section of our solar system holds most asteroids, which are chunks of celestial matter. These chunks have a variety of different types, 3 to be exact. There are carbonaceous, metallic, and siliceous asteroid types. The carbonaceous types are mostly helium and hydrogen. The metallic are self-explanatory in their metallic structure, and the siliceous are metallic as well, with magnesium and iron. You can visit the body named Ceres, classified as a dwarf planet, making it the closest of its type to the Sun. Despite this closeness, we still have very cold temperatures on the small planet, with highs of -72 degrees Celsius and lows of -143 degrees Celsius. So get on that winter gear and bundle yourself up. You will see volcanoes and geysers of magnesium sulfate ices, which contribute to the icy and salty body of our dwarf planet. You won't be able to take off your spacesuits on this planet because of the thin atmosphere that consists of mostly water vapor. Our next planet is Jupiter, but it will take a while because Jupiter and the other gas giants are far, far away. If you are planning on visiting Jupiter, brace yourself for a long ride. We have arrived at our first stop in the Jovian section of our solar system. We are not able to land as a result of there being no surface on this gas giant. If you would like to see the view of Jupiter and its rings during its 10-hour day, you would be able to stay on one of Jupiter's 67 moons. They are the closest surfaces to Jupiter. I would recommend Callisto, Europa, Ganymede, Leda, and Io. They provide the best view of Jupiter from what I have heard. On this planet, you would need many layers of insulation under your spacesuit because even at its warmest, Jupiter is still breathing. As the age of electronics develops, we hope to see a hovercraft that is large enough to fit a hotel-sized amount of people so that our patrons can experience Jupiter close up. But until that day comes, we still have other planets that you are able to enjoy and experience. Our next stop is Saturn. Since Saturn is one of the gas giants, you cannot land on Saturn and can instead land on Titan, one of Saturn's moons. Saturn was named after the Roman form of Kronos, the king of the Titans and father of Zeus, whose Roman form is Jupiter, from ancient Greek mythology. Because Saturn is so far away from the Sun, it is a very cold planet relative to Mercury or any of the planets closer to the Sun. Our next stop is Uranus. Buckle in because we are going to turn on our side. Uranus is unusual in its extreme axis tilt of 90 degrees. This gives the appearance that its 13 rings loop around from pole to pole, when Uranus really is just on its side. Uranus is different in structure from the former Jovian planets, classified more as an ice giant than a gas giant, although it still fits into the Jovian planet group. It is freezing with an average of around -200 degrees Celsius, so thermal gear will be needed. It has a short day of about 17 hours, but its year is equivalent to 84 Earth years. Uranus is also unique in presence of retrograde motion of wind around the planet, moving in
opposition of its rotation near the equator and with the rotation near the poles. Due to this, it is best to keep inside of the spacecraft unless you have extremely strong spikes on the bottom of your shoes to keep you grounded. Next, we are visiting Neptune, the last of the gas giants. Neptune is the farthest of the 8 planets from the Sun, making it a dark and cold place to visit, with winds that travel high speeds, especially within Neptune's great dark spot. For people who hate sun and summer, Neptune is the perfect place for you. Neptune was named after the god of the sea, whose Greek form is Poseidon. The largest of Neptune's 13 moons is named Triton after the messenger of the sea from Greek mythology, who is also the son of Poseidon. We enter the Kuiper Belt, which houses literal chunks of ice. These chunks are bodies such as comets and dwarf planets. Comets are thought to be chunks of celestial debris left over from solar nebula that creates our solar system. They are chunks of loosely packed ice, rock, and dust. They mostly are congregated in the Kuiper Belt, but once in a while a comet will stray closer to the sun than others. As it grows closer, the comet develops a tail of dust that is blown from solar winds. When the comet gets closest to the sun, it develops another tail so that it has 2. Dwarf planets are smaller than Earth's moon, an average of around 2,400 kilometers in diameter. All our dwarf planets have at least 1 moon, and none of them have rings. Our dwarf planets are Pluto, Haumea, Makemake, and Eris. They all have similar structures to each other, as they are mostly ice with rocky cores and a thin outer icy crust. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching our informational video. We hope you join us on our next trip around the solar system. Bye-bye now.